Hi friends, how are you all doing? I hope I am audible. Okay, so I'm here online after many days. I know that perhaps a month or so, and I'm here at Kashi, Banaras. And today I want to make a video about releasing guilt along the twin flame journey because it's the New Year's Eve. And where I'm currently located, I see a lot of people coming and taking bath in the Ganga. Okay, so now this becomes a very important aspect prior to making the New Year resolutions. Okay, so we make New Year resolutions, but at the same time, we also need to let go the stuff of the old year. All right. So when it comes to talking about letting go, how do we let go of guilt along the twin flame journey? Okay, so first and foremost, let me tell you that if you are a star seed, okay, and if this is your first incarnation as a starseed, then you are here to understand the matrix, okay? And we spend most of our life just understanding the matrix, all right? So you take on stuff, you basically take on collective patterns, you take on ancestral patterns, you just take on a hell lot of karma. So once you understand that this stuff is not yours to begin with, okay, you release a lot of guilt. Okay, so that is for the starseed, the ascended beings, the illumined twin flames who are here not because they are bound to this plane, but because they are doing volunteer work. Okay, so that is one way you can put the situation in perspective. You know that this is who you are. Okay, now for the rest of the people who have been having multiple incarnations here and who are carrying a lot of karma, be it ancestral, be it personal, be it past life, be it collective. Let me tell you that every decision that you take, 80% is mind control. Okay, mind control in the sense, there was a spiritual guru that I used to listen to in 2010. Okay, so he would always talk about psychologist and talk therapy and stuff like that psychologists talk about, and all the therapies they come up with, and he would just nullify all their work, sort of saying that it's the karmic patterns, the karmic impressions that mind control you, and no amount of speech therapy or analysis of the mind can rid you from that control. Okay, so he was saying that only when the guru raises the shakti, okay, the kundalini rises and the karmic debris gets cleared from your chakra system. Okay, that's when all your chakras open up, they align, they balance, they start spinning correctly. All right, so I didn't quite agree with him 100%. Okay, because I also like psychology, and he was not so much of an intellectual type because he came from a different background. He came from the background of like the tradition of the gurus, the Shiv yogis. So he followed his path. He wanted to teach from his perspective. So he kind of completely nullified that aspect. But in my journey, I found psychological analysis very, very helpful because I need something concrete with which I can relate with the people. Okay, so otherwise you kind of become unrelatable with the masses. Okay, so it really helps. Science really helps. Psychological theories, analysis, it all helps, to communicate these deep aspects of the unconscious mind, healing which is what we do. Okay, so when it comes to twin flame patterns, we talk about boundaries, we talk about unconditional love. Okay, now these two things need to exist simultaneously. Okay, and it's only when you forgive and it's only when you release your own guilt that you are able to come into a state of unconditional love. Okay, and at the same time, unconditional love does not mean you allow others to step over your boundaries, okay? Otherwise, you are again getting imbalanced in your DM, divine masculine energy, and you're getting polarized. You're getting polarized in your DF, which is the divine feminine energy. So you have to strike a balance between your boundaries and also unconditional love, okay? And many of the times when we have these negative experiences for which we might feel guilty, the mistakes that we've made in the old year, the things, the resolutions we didn't keep in the old year, okay? I want you to know this very important aspect that we are here to study the matrix, okay? That means everything that our mission is about experiences, experiences, okay? Because it's one thing studying karma from a theoretical perspective, and it's another thing taking it on and being in that experience, okay? It's only when you have the experience, you go into the experience 100%, you dive into it, you see it 360 degrees, okay? And that is the kind of work that we do in sadhana, because in deep dhyan you're able to analyze the experience with all its aspects and with all the persons that were involved in it. So we, after having the experience, it's only at that point that we have 100% understanding of how the matrix works, how the fucking mind control works, okay? And you have to fall, you have to get deep into this karmic shit to blow up the system. Because until and unless you won't understand how the karmic mind control system grips the mind, controls the decision making, first of all, you won't be motivated to do your purpose. You won't be motivated to come into that unity consciousness state. You won't be motivated to do the mission of changing the grids until you are in its grip, until you suffer from its trap. You know, you have to go through the suffering. You have to go through that pain. It's only then that your purpose gets stronger to blow up the fucking system, right? And that's what we are here to do. And that's what the union does. Okay? And that is the purpose of the separation. Alright? So, part of the journey is going into the shitty experiences. Part of the journey is making bloody mistakes. And if you notice, the divine masculine is the first one to do it. He will deal with the karmic shit, he will deal with the karmic consequences, but he is aware of the mission, so he goes head on into it. And when we make mistakes, because we are mostly into the spiritual stuff, we are mostly into the clearing stuff, and when we make mistakes, when we don't live up to our goals, don't live up to our standards, we tend to go into more guilt actually. But if you notice, the divine masculine, they basically embody, like, you know, the dark side, the Shiva side. So they totally understand and have compassion for the 3D reality matrix system. They are more aware of it. And so they are actually able to release guilt faster because they know how the system works. Okay, they know how the karmic patterns grip you. Okay, so when people come here and, you know, like where I'm staying, they take bath in the holy Ganga. It's kind of become like a ritual because I suppose at some point along with this process of taking bath in the Ganga, there must have been some system wherein we could, you know, analyze ourselves, you know. And I don't see people engaging in any kind of a inner work today. I'm sure it existed in ancient Kasi because taking bath in the Ganga is a ritual, okay? But uh, the ritual has to go with the shadow work, right? The ritual has to go with the shadow work, which is not happening these days. So on New Year's Eve, I want to talk about this aspect of how we can release guilt and how we can forgive ourselves by really understanding the technical aspects of the unconscious mind and the grip, just the bloody grip that the karmic patterns have on us. You know, I'm sorry for using these negative terms, but when you go through a really dark experience or a really uh, unwanted experience, you are in it 100%, and then all the emotions, it's real, it gets pretty real, right? Although in meditation we try to see the experience as a witness, when you are in it, you are in it. That is one aspect of yourself, that is one person, and the other person who witnesses it when you come into that soul state, that is another person. Okay, so this person is that aspect of myself that's giving the bad words right now. And I'm not angry on myself. I don't feel guilty. I'm just very, very angry at the third dimensional matrix system that this is, that we are here to change. So to all my twin flame and lightworker family, my starseed family, I'm here to let you know that a major part of your mission is to go into the karmic shit and make the mistakes and have the experience. Have the experience. Because only the experience will lead you to build a system that can free humanity from the grips of the matrix. Until and unless you have the experience, you will not be able to come up with all the tools that are required to free people from this mind control. And let me tell you, it takes many years. It takes many years to understand the unconscious mind, the collective consciousness, and our role in it. Okay, so with this, I would like to end my video, and I wish all of you all a very happy new year 2022. I hope a lot of you come into reunions during this year, and I hope all of you all clear your karma and arrive to the 0 point state and have the experience of the mystical marriage which happens in your brain, which happens with the merge of the third eye and the crown chakra. Okay, because that is the reunion state. So I will see you some other time, and happy new year to my entire community. Bye for now.